Hello folks, the engine history crew is on shift. Look at that tire bead sitting higher than a man's head under load, and anyone in the trade will understand how insane the pressure crushing down through the axle really is. When this tire tears and spins on the rim, friction hammers straight into the quarry floor. So what happens when a wheel loader weighing over 20 tons, like the Caterpillar 966F, gets hit with a shredded, blown tire? This wheel-off job is not a passenger car alloy rim tire swap. This is heavy iron under load, disassembly under pressure. Today, we're skipping the clean, polished display engines. We're hauling the tools straight into a dusty welding bay to break down the real process. Peeling the carcass, fighting buried nuts, and digging out grease-packed hardware the way heavy equipment tire men actually do it on the ground. The Caterpillar 966F undercarriage was cast to crush quarry work. Built on early 1990s production lines, this machine carries the 3306 engine, a solid iron inline block with meat in every wall. This straight six runs a fully mechanical injection pump, so stubborn that old mechanics joke it won't wipe a crank until you run it dry. It lifts tens of tons through the linkage, drags the RPM down into the workband, and can be forced to pull 3 shifts back-to-back without shutting down. The 966F blueprint basically locks in a brutal benchmark for material fatigue endurance in heavy construction equipment. Before we zoom in on draining fluids, working the hydraulic rams, and pulling the wheel hub, if you love the smell of metal dust and want to hear the load shock vibration of quarry machines, hit subscribe to The Engine History. Your support is the ammo that lets the crew hunt down and bring back the hardest real-world teardown footage we can find. Watch this tire removal step closely. Forget using regular lug wrenches on a loader like this. The mechanic has to seat an oversized hex socket, stack a 2-meter solid steel breaker bar, lean his full body weight into it, and combine that with hydraulic jacking just to crack loose rust-welded hardware. The shop air is pure bite, burnt hydraulic oil smell mixed with vulcanized rubber smeared along the rim. The kind of sharp stench that defines heavy repair bays. Every nut on the Caterpillar 966F axle was built to take peak torque without mercy. When the puller finally yanks that oversized tire free from the hub, you get a straight look into the drivetrain core. A planetary reduction gear set, heat-treated steel, running submerged in thick final drive oil. It's a live display of how these machines survive friction and shock after thousands of hours of forward-reverse rock work. The most face-stinging chemical section is the Hot Cure patch press. Forget cheap cold patches that peel off. Quarry tires need heat-cured repair. The mechanic takes a grinder, strips away the burnt rubber, and digs the tear down into the steel cord reinforcement layer. Next, he packs in raw rubber compound soaked in vulcanizing cement to fill the wound, then clamps the heat press tight. Electric heaters drive the press plate red hot, cooking the patch until it smokes and punches burnt rubber stink straight into your nose. Standing next to that press feels like sticking your head into a boiler. This is vulcanization. Heat plus hydraulic clamping force fuses the patch into the original tire carcass until it locks as one structure. Air bubbles are absolutely unacceptable. Miss the cure pressure by even a hair, and the tire will blister, split, and rip open again the moment 20 tons bites into sharp rock. Swing the camera to the next bay, and the crew is load testing an older Caterpillar 966D. The chassis has baked in the sun for decades, but the starter drags RPM up and the diesel snaps to life, throwing thick black smoke straight out of the stack. This live test reads like metallurgy data from the early heavy equipment era. Release the parking brake, drop it into gear, and the 966D backs up and climbs a pile of rock fines with torque pulled tight and steady. Every time the lift cylinders are worked and the bucket is driven down, the hydraulic pump shrieks as it compresses oil through high-pressure valves, punching sound straight into your eardrums. Out here on the loading ground, forget fault sensors and warning boards. Pulling power comes from steel frame thickness, hydraulic pressure, and the operator's right hand working the levers with discipline. This heavy teardown and load repair on the Caterpillar 966F locks in a basic truth of mechanized work. No matter how truck-strong a steel cast machine is, it becomes dead weight without the right tools and a real repair crew to set it straight. Real techs end up face down under rusted frames, tasting old oil residue and breathing hot vulcanized rubber smoke just to pin the pressures, restore the fit, and shove the machine back out to work again. Thanks for staying close on this tire dismount and hot patch load repair with the engine history. From a hands-on mechanic's view, what hits hard? The force of Caterpillar hydraulic rams under load, or the face-burning steel cord grind and heat cure patch process? Drop your verdict in the comments so the crew can compare notes. Goodbye, folks. See you in the next heavy teardown and oil drain session.